What's up, everybody? Andrew, welcome. Welcome back to Two Beers and a Whiskey. Today, we are reviewing Sam Adams 76 Refreshing Lager. With me is Pedro, the Pastor Carrasquillo.
Hello.
And Watson, the Billy Goat Thompson.
The Billy Goat.
Now, I want you to know, I thought of this.
Fans hate you.
I thought of this about a week ago, and I decided that's your permanent nickname now. The Billy Goat.
Why?
Because when your beard grows, it looks like a Billy Goat beard.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
It's in the same shape, right? Am I right?
No,
Square, kind of.
Yeah.
I have no rebuttal there. You're good. You got
Billy Goat
that.
Thompson.
I must have lost all my self-respect because it makes sense to me.
Yeah. One of those things you can't argue.
You know what? It's a Billy Goat beard. There's nothing wrong with that.
Billy goats are cool.
Billy Goats are cool. They have a little goat beard.
They provide much-needed milk to people in, I think Russia has Billy goats.
Oh,
they
gentlemen,
probably still depend on
gentlemen,
them.
I want us all to give a round of applause for the United States. We killed the ISIS leader the other day.
Yeah.
Good job, America.
God damn it. God bless America.
America wins again.
Yep.
Freedom doesn't come free, ladies and gentlemen.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
That's right. So, gentlemen, Sam 76. We tried it in Boston. I brought it back, and you could only buy it in the cans for a while. They brought it out in bottles. It's the white label Sam, and let's give her another try. If I remember correctly, now let's pour her in here. If I remember correctly, it's a lager with a fruity taste to it.
I don't remember most of what we tried at the Sam Adams factory because I was drunk when we got there, and I was a lot more drunk when we left.
If you guys ever get a chance to visit the factory, it's a lot smaller than you think it's going to be, but you will leave satisfied.
Yeah, I had a good
It's a
time
nice
at the Sam Adams.
That and we kind of got catered to by
Yeah.
the people who run the tours because we were in a group of 4, and they made sure they sent us back plenty of pitchers of
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah, make sure you
Yeah,
sit at the
it
end
was
of the tables.
And in the gift shop, isn't that where we got that red brick? That the
Yes.
big bottle.
Yeah, they have I got a cherry, like a Krieg
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's still. I think the empty bottle's still on my shelf as like a decorative.
When I went to Boston last month, there was a Creek beer. It was a sour Creek beer, and
bet that was good.
it was the best thing I've ever had in my whole life. My favorite beer of all time. I bought 2 giant bottles of it, thinking they were more than they were. But it was really only 1 glass full, but it was like huge, right? And it was probably like 10 or 12 ounces. I went through both of them in one night. It tasted like I took sour cherry warheads and threw it in my mouth when I took a drink of it, dude. It was the best beer I've ever had.
Well, that's the shitty thing is you and I both. I don't know how you feel about sour beers.
I like
Pedro.
sour beer.
But he and I always look for sour beers, and we
Yeah.
got like probably 2 that we can get on a regular basis.
Well, Sam just came out with their Cosmic Sour
Yeah.
in 6-packs.
That was tempting.
See, I'm not a huge fan of the Cosmic Sour. I can drink
Never
it,
had
but
it.
I like the pink.
Oh, yeah.
The what is that, Yards pink?
Yeah, they had that at Wise too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right, so first look to the Sam Adams 76. It's very light. It doesn't have much of a head on it. It's a
Little
little
cloudy.
It's a little cloudy,
Yeah.
but it's a lightish. It's got a little bit of a green hue to it.
Yeah.
All right, the aroma.
It's good smelling beer.
It does.
Smells
It,
like a sour beer.
Yeah.
it definitely has a fruity smell to it. That's what I
I
remember.
like the
is the
smell.
fruity
of it.
smell
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
good smelling beer.
Yeah, you like that? All right, let's take a sip.
Goes
Yeah.
down smooth. Yeah.
Yeah,
Goes
that's
in,
good.
Yep.
goes in very smooth.
Big fan.
I remember it being a lot harder than that when we sipped it.
I don't remember it at all.
You remember it all? You were drunk that whole trip.
Yeah.
I remember when I got the cans, it went down harder.
Yeah. I don't know. It goes down pretty smooth now. Maybe because is there a difference because it's out of the bottle? Like straight like
It could be.
yeah.
I like it a lot, actually. I think it's very fruity.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
really worried it was gonna have that wheat beer flavor to
I
it.
like wheat beer.
Because a lot of these micro brews or custom brews that Sam Adams puts out, they have that kind of like weedy aftertaste, but this does not have that at all.
All right, gentlemen, it's time. Number 4, the newest addition to the beer review process is the Chug-a-Lug. Who finishes the Chug-a-Lug first with an empty glass on table gets to do their first topic of the show. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1,
Not a good idea.
go! smoked you guys.
God damn it.
I do it. Watson can't chug.
I tried.
This will practice your skills, dude. Oh yeah, that's the chug-a-lug, boys.
See,
that is the chug-a-lug.
That was brutal because those fucking
Dry
cans of LaCroix.
Because that's...
I had so much carbonation in my goddamn stomach.
All right, Watson, you got to finish the chug-a-lug, buddy. Yep. Finish it. Put it down. All right, gentlemen, does it chug well?
It
does. It chugs very well. What is the final score on the Sam Adams 76?
I would score this beer a solid 7.
Yep.
It's not bad. It's not outstanding. It's
It's good.
it's a good
I would buy
brew.
it.
Yeah,
I would
like
buy
would
it.
buy, would recommend. But I feel like it's good in the 7 range.
Yep.
I'm going 7.5, which puts us at a mean score of 7.2.
Let me get that right
7.25.
So T-ball score of a 7.2.
Yep.
Got it. Boom.
I didn't get the memo. We all have notepads now.
Well, I'm now taking show notes.
Oh. Like you're the...
Yeah, I'm now the scribe.
Ah.
Just because what we were running into, or at least what I was running into, was I feel like sometimes we revisit topics or rehash them.
Yeah.
So I just want to keep a note of what we are talking about, and just certain segments of the show. So right now, I have all the notes of the segments. The winner of the Chug-a-Lug, Seth. The loser, Watson. If you come in third, you're the loser. Second place, no one cares about because you're just irrelevant.
You're swept under the rug.
Yeah, you're the silver medal game no one watches. You're that one.
Now, Pedro, do you feel a little defeated?
A bit.
Yeah.
I thought I'd beat you. Next time.
You know what I think? I think inhibited a little bit. That beer's a lot colder than you think it's going to be.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that cool.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that cool.
I'll be honest. And you know what, Watson? I think now you're looking for excuses.
No, I lost fair and square. I'm not saying that. Fuck
Wow,
off.
look at the ownership.
Do you want to?
There's a lot of growth and change on this podcast. Look at that.
Do you want to discuss the other change of the podcast? Us going audio.
All right, we discussed it last episode.
We didn't
God
do this
damn
last episode, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last
you guys did.
episode we
You guys
talked about it.
did an episode without me.
In case,
No, I was there,
No,
never
you
mind.
were there last episode. In
don't
case
remember.
you guys are wondering where the video's at, we're gonna stick to audio for now. I always felt that with the video, we never got the set right, and it never looked right, and it was also causing a lot of problems because we had to take a break every 29 minutes. So now we're streamlining it to audio, and maybe someday we'll revisit video, but not now. Now you just get my beautiful voice over this mic.
And Pedro dry heaving.
Now, gentlemen, I think that the Chug-a-Lug is going to do wonders for us because I think what's going to happen is we're going to get a nice buzz early, and we're going to be a little more talkative, a little more funny, if you will, because I think I just become hilarious when I get a little drunk.
I'm just an antagonistic jerk when I become.
Yep, that's hitting.
All right.
Quick shout out to Seth before we start this. He made us a fine meatloaf before we started.
Yeah, that was an outstanding keto
It
meatloaf.
was a good job, buddy.
Compliment
Thank
to
you.
the show.
And
I
we all
appreciate that.
appreciate it.
I appreciate that. It was a thing I decided last night when I was talking with my coworkers. They were talking about meatloaf, and I was like, damn, I love meatloaf. But I can't eat it because it's not keto friendly. And then I looked online. Sure enough, keto meatloaf.
Yeah, the keto's been treating us well.
Yeah.
It's been treating us well.
That's what I want to talk about this week is keto.
Ah.
So back in September, I turned 26. And I turned 26 with a little bit of dread because I'm now entering the latter half of my 20s.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
The latter half of my 20s, and I'm realizing that
You've made so many mistakes.
your prime doesn't last forever.
Nope.
And becoming now a person in my later 20s, I'm viewing myself a little older, I guess. I can't say I'm in my early 20s anymore because, like, if you're in your early 20s, I think people look at you as still like a young adult.
Yeah.
Right?
You get a lot more passes.
Yeah, but now,
Now you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us.
yeah. So I decided when I turned 26, I'm like, I'm done fucking around. I'm done with the games. I'm done messing around. So I decided to make some big changes in my life, and one of them was smoking. I quit vaping.
I'm proud of you for that.
I appreciate that.
You did it a lot better than I thought you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I just wanted to say, go fuck yourself, Pedro, because you said that I wasn't going to be able to do it.
I didn't think you were able to be able
One
to
thing
do it.
I will say, as you've gotten older, your humility hasn't improved.
hasn't improved.
No.
I appreciate that. I'll work on that quite a bit.
Yeah, because I thought the vaping was like, I didn't understand why you did it because you were never a smoker beforehand. So I always wondered, like, why is he vaping? Why does he feel he needs to vape?
Here's the thing. Vaping, I will say I miss vaping because vaping's a good time.
I do miss it.
It's one of the douchiest things you can do in public. You look like a fucking douchebag. But damn, is it tasty.
It's tasty and it's fun. And it gives you nicotine, of course, which is everyone loves.
I really think that they're going to find out, and in about 10 years, there's going to be some hidden shit with it.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to see some real health effects from it. But yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing, and we'll get to keto, the main topic. Now I'm just annoyed at people because I was a real heavy vaping guy, right? I mean, I'm talking. I would take a ton of breaks at work to go out in the broke chest, and when I was home, I was vaping nonstop. I'd take all the smoke alarms out of the house because they were all going off.
Mofo loved his cloud.
I was, and you when you walked into my room, it was a cloud. When Pedro came home from work, there was a cloud in the living room.
I was
drive me fucking nuts,
if
by the way.
If I was driving him some way, he'd be vaping so much that I couldn't see the road.
Sometimes I liked to blow my vape cloud in Watson's face when he was driving.
He did do that.
And it was funny. Because I'll tell you what, there's nothing more horrifying than when you're driving up Lock Haven and you accidentally blow a vape cloud in front of your face and you can't see the road anymore.
Yeah.
And you're like, ah. There were several times where I had to turn on my defrosting air so that I could see the road.
See, the first time I realized that you were like a cereal, or like, I guess a chain vapor, or I don't know what the
Were you
term
gonna
would
say
be.
cereal vapor?
Yeah, but that didn't make sense, so I had to correct that.
I love it.
Was on our Boston trip, we get in my car, and we're on the road, I think, 5 minutes. And I just smell something in the back, and I turned, and you were like blowing a vape cloud. I looked at you. I was like, we weren't in the car very long. I was like,
To
what
my
the
credit,
fuck?
I cracked the window and tried to get it all out the window. I cracked the window because it was really cold. I remember, but I tried to crack the window a little bit. I was like, right out the little crack of the window. It was bad. But here's the thing: I quit cold turkey because it was just. I was like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And I put it down. It was it was almost a challenge to myself. And now I'm just really annoyed at people who say they can't quit smoking or chewing.
Yeah,
or something.
well, say they can't do something. There's a difference
it's
between
like-
can't and won't.
It sucked. I was at work and my whole body, every fucking cell in my body was like, I want nicotine right now. And it like, I understood then what addicts say when they say it feels like pins and needles. Because to me, it felt like restless leg syndrome, but my whole body. It was just a craving of nicotine.
Did you get real bad anxiety with it?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't. I have really bad anxiety to begin with, so I don't know. But I just was like, no. And after a week, the physical craving stopped, and after 2 weeks, like the chemical craving stopped, and now I miss vaping like I miss anything else from my past. It was like okay, that was a fun
A moment.
Yeah.
Now, see, one of the famous moments in T-ball history, and it's from what I've gathered from people who listen to the show that I know, it's the moment that keeps coming up. There was a discussion we had about weed on this show, and how
that was a long time.
Yeah. So again, this is like season 1 T-ball, from back in the
first
day.
10 episodes.
Yeah,
probably.
and so we were talking about how none of us smoke weed, and then I think you were vaping. It was you vaping, and people think that's the sound of like us using like a bubbler or or something like that, where like you're saying that, but you can distinctly hear the sound of you vaping in the back, like so it sounds like we're saying this as we're fucking smoking weed.
That is a beautiful T-ball moment. I gotta go back and
It's one of T-ball's greatest hits.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, because I have a buddy who works at at a cannabis factory, or I guess marijuana plant, in a location that I will not give away, and he said he lost his shit listening to that because he thought we did it on purpose. Like, nope, accident. He said we're just vaping.
We are accidentally hilarious. So yeah, there was the nicotine, and then there was, of course, my credit is another one because my student loans have been destroying my credit for years now, and my car broke down. It's unusable.
Yes.
So the other thing was getting on top of my student loans, getting my credit.
You paying your
rising.
student loans now?
So basically what I had to do was I actually had to call them, and I had to reset because I was behind a ton of money.
You use forbearance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used deferment for a month, and
Okay.
then I got on top of them because when you do that, it resets your past due amount to 0.
All right.
So when that comes back up, I'll be on top of my student loans. I can make payments on them. It was the best. Because I talked to the lady, it was the best option for me to do.
How far, if you don't mind me asking on here, how far, like with the schooling you did, how far back that set you?
Cost wise,
Yeah.
$38,000.
Holy fuck! Did they add anything on because you didn't pay for that?
Interest. Yeah.
I mean, just interest. Yeah.
My best advice to you is whatever your payment is monthly, I would, if you can either split it so it comes out of your and whenever you get paid it just comes out and you don't think about it, or like just have it where it drafts out of your account automatically so you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Holy fuck!
Because if you don't think about it like when it comes out, like it's easy work.
That's the thing, is that I am just so jaded and angry about the college situation that I know that I cannot speak on it in an unbiased way.
Yeah.
Because I'm so angry. Like, everyone told me,
Go to college. That's what you need to do.
you gotta go to
Yeah.
college. My teachers, my family, and it was a complete load of horseshit.
It's a sham, yeah. I think now, like, not that we want to get too far off topic, I think learning a trade now is probably way more valuable than any degree.
It is, because they
Yeah.
never tell you to do that. They say that, do you want, like, I distinctly remember a certain individual that taught a computer class, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, always saying, like, what, do you want to be a plumber or something like that? And
I would love to be a plumber.
yeah,
right
I
now.
was,
Yeah, right.
they make good money. And granted, that was a different environment 10 years ago than it is now.
I don't know that it was, honestly,
I think it's a little
because
different.
you figure I then immediately went to school after high school,
Yeah.
and it was not worth it then either.
Yeah, I just
You
think like learning a trade is so much more valuable than like it
Especially electrician.
with electrician,
Electricians,
even welding, being able to fix things. Like I think is like, or mechanics.
Yeah.
Like I just think like now it's just such more of a translatable skill because like we're always gonna need those people versus like
Yeah.
And that's the nice thing
Yeah.
about the way my job's been going is I get sent to those classes. I got sent to welding school, all these little mechanic, hydraulic stuff like that. And God forbid anything happened, I ever had to find another job. I actually have a skill set that
Yeah.
is desirable.
yeah.
And then my other thing I was doing was I was like, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm tired of being fat. So I started the keto, and Bader, to his credit, decided he's gonna start with me, and he's gonna give himself 2 weeks. And here we are, 2 months later.
Yeah.
At the end, a lot of weight lost in this house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm proud
down
of you guys.
I'm down to. You've lost a lot more weight than I have. I'm down. Like I just hit the 33-pound mark the other day.
Yeah.
It shows. It shows with both of you.
My double chin's gone. Look, I can't really pull it out.
I hide mine under my
You
beard.
see-
I can't they used to be big, and I used to not be. I can't. I mean, there's
Nice.
a little bit there, but
See, even thin me has a double chin. It's just a Thompson chin.
yeah.
And it's
Well,
unfortunate.
so here's what me and Pedro are gonna do. We're gonna get down to about 225, and then we're just gonna do a whole shitload of testosterone steroids, and you're gonna see us 1 week, and we're gonna be skinny little guys, and then the next week you're gonna see us, and we're gonna look like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah, that's the plan. So how do you feel the effects of keto have been on you? Like besides the weight loss, there's other benefits.
Yeah, I don't feel any other benefits, honestly. I mean, because like I know a lot of people say that they get the sustained energy and whatnot, but I think that my big thing is I work night shift, and I'm constantly tired no matter what.
For me, like it's been a game changer for me. Professionally, like the keto's been like the best thing for my job because like I always have energy. I'm never tired. I've been working in the intermittent fasting, so I'm way more focused.
Yeah.
So like,
Isn't that crazy how that works
Yeah.
with the fasting, man?
and it's
crazy.
just so I'm way more productive. I feel great. Like I'm not like tired or going off, taking breaks a lot because I got to use the bathroom all the time. Because like when I notice when I eat carbs, I have to shit a ton.
Yeah.
And like on keto, like I just feel like I'm way more productive. And and then the other thing is like you look in what you take, like how many calories you take in. Like I take in 2,700. I'm not sure what you have yours set at.
I don't really worry about my calories too much. I know
But
I'm always
like
below.
I don't ever sniff that. Like I think I like it takes me a lot of effort where I'm like full of shit, but I've only eaten 1,500 calories. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the and I'm just like what the fuck was I eating before?
It's sugar, man. Sugar has a ton of calories.
And I don't
in
miss
it.
sugar. Like I don't miss it.
And not anymore. I don't.
Are you more sensitive to it now? Like if you taste something that say you liked before, is it sweeter to you, like almost sickening so?
I haven't really had any sugar since I started keto. Even like the times I've broken, I haven't had any soda or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like it's
I mean,
usually-
I've broke, and the sweetness is quite shocking. Honestly. Yeah.
I noticed I've been drinking a lot of sugar-free. I've been having a hard time kicking soda and energy drinks, and they are pretty much, I think, two of the worst things probably in my diet.
Well, because you got your
Yeah.
sugar addiction, you got your caffeine addiction,
Right.
both mixed in.
Caffeine's the leading addiction in America.
And I noticed that I've been drinking almost just straight sugar-free Monsters lately.
Yeah.
Those are amazing. I love those.
And the other day they were out at work in the vending machine, so I got a regular Monster.
Oh, that probably fucked you up.
Oh my god! It didn't do anything like as far as it ramped up my anxiety a bit, but just the sweetness. It was almost like giving me a stomach ache.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just it's amazing when you cut something like that out and people from other countries. My wife and I watch a YouTube channel called Irish People Try. I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And we watched an episode. They were trying American like soft drinks and stuff, and every single one of them were talking about how like it's just too sweet. Every single soda they tried is way too sweet, and it really shows that in this country compared to the rest of the world, our sugar intake.
Yeah, it's so
I'd love
high.
to see a statistic.
Oh, it's probably high as shit.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things. Like once you cut sugar out, like once you stop drinking soda, like or I guess the regular soda, you're gonna lose weight up automatically just because of all that sugar you're getting out. Like I recommend doing the sparkling water. Like we were saying earlier, I got Seth onto it,
Yeah, it's great.
and
I
I
love
like
it.
I don't think I'll ever go back to soda unless it's like a new vanilla Coke or something. But then like other than that, like I'm sticking to no soda 'cause I think it's great because I don't feel those sugar crashes or anything like that.
Well, yeah,
awesome.
and like my dad says something to me all the time. He always gets upset when he sees me. I always have a soda when I'm over there, and he talks about how when I was a kid we rarely drank soda, and my parents still. I can't think of 10 times in my life I've seen them drink soda.
It's like it should be designed as like a treat. Like
That- and that's
now
what-
it's like you could drink as much fucking soda.
And no one drinks water.
Right. And
You wouldn't eat a candy bar for dinner, but you'll have
like 7 sodas.
you'll have like 7 sodas every day.
And it's one of those things. Like even at work, I get on people about drinking soda. Like I've tried to outlaw soda on my unit, but hasn't worked yet.
Yeah,
It's coming though.
I want to circle back around, Peter, something you said earlier about the intermittent fasting because
I remember this.
I discovered the intermittent fasting because I forget the reason why I actually started. It may have just been just to cut extra calories out. I don't remember, but I throw intermittent fasting in once or twice a week. I always do 24 hours or more. And what I was not expecting was the surge of like endorphins.
Yeah, you feel great.
And the focus you get at in a 24-hour fast, especially in a 48-hour fast. I recently completed a 72-hour fast, which I don't recommend people do. I think that was rough.
I was a little worried about that. I was following you on Twitter. I'm like, don't know if I like that.
Yeah, the 72-hour fast was too much.
That I would think would cross the line to where it starts affecting health.
Yeah, it was. I could tell. Well, I'll just tell the whole story. I was listening to The Fighter and the Kid, and Brendan Shaw was talking about how he follows this guy. I forget his name, but he was like a former special operatives guy, and he's like, I guess, super yacked and like in shape. And Brendan was talking about how cool it was that this guy did a 72-hour fast, and was just like, oh, you just figure out how reliant we are on food. And Brendan was like, no, I can do a 72-hour fast. And got to like hour 12 or something like that.
Oh,
and gave
shit.
up. He
That's
gave
not
up.
very long.
No, he gave up. And I was thinking about it. I was listening to this at work, and I was like, well, fuck. I mean, I do 24-hour fasts all the time. I bet I could do it. So I started. I was doing my regular 24-hour fast, and I was like, I'll kick it to 48 and just see how I feel at 48 hours. Well, I can tell you from 24 hours to 48 hours, I felt fantastic. I walked 11 miles that day. That's the day I walked to Walmart and GameStop when I was calling you and walked back. So I ended up walking 11 miles, and I went out to the bar that night and drank a ton. And
That was when I met up with you.
Yep,
Yeah.
I felt wonderful that day. And then at about 48 hours, my body started like shutting down. Not like literally like I was dying, but I could feel like nausea and exhaustion, and I felt like that the whole third day. And then I ended up crushing like some wings at hour 72 and a salad, and my body really didn't reset back to normal until around 2 days ago, probably.
Yeah.
Doesn't that actually, to that time limit, wouldn't that actually hurt your, as far as like weight loss? To my knowledge, at that point, your body would store all the energy you got from food, and probably why you didn't feel better right away, as fat.
I think that's a myth. Because if you think about it, like, your body's got to pull energy somewhere,
Yeah.
right? And it's gonna pull energy from your fat stores first, and your body naturally uses at least 2,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
So, from what I understand, the reason intermittent fasting works so well is because you're starving your body, forcing it to pull your reserves.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't go over your calorie limit or like your sugar limit or your carb limit, it's going to continuously burn the food that you put into it.
Yeah.
Because it has to, because it needs fuel. And I think the thing is that a lot of people when they're dieting love to just make excuses. I just can't lose this weight. I just can't.
Nah, yeah, and I think that's a whole bunch of bullshit.
And now it's like, well, shit, man, I just lost 45 pounds. And it's like, it wasn't that hard.
No.
Once you just
Once you get a routine in.
your willpower and your routine,
Yeah.
it's just like every day, like,
Yeah.
all right, here's what I'm eating. And the thing is, I'm telling myself is that, like, pizza's going to be there for me next year.
Right.
You know, I'm not really missing out on anything. Pizza, cheesesteaks, all this shit that I love to eat. You know, bread.
Doesn't mean you can't eat it ever again.
Right.
Right.
It's going to be there for me when I get down to a healthy weight.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I stepped on the scale, when I first decided to start dieting, I was 327 pounds. And I was like, I can't do this anymore,
Yeah.
man. Like, what? I'm just going to be fat for the rest of my life?
Right.
You know, it's like, I'm 26, I'm running out of time. I got to lose weight. It's time. You know, I've been
Yeah.
fat since, like, 4th grade. You know, I got in shape there in high school for a little bit, and then I stopped being as active, and I just got fat. So it's like,
Yeah.
I've been living the high life. I was telling Pedro, I've been living the high life for a long time.
Nah.
Now we got to struggle a little
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
in order to
and
pay back.
it's one of those things, like, because when I did it, I weighed in, like, I was a little lighter. I think I was like 319. But yeah, like, kind of, I felt the same way. And then, like, when you said keto, I was like, I'll do it. Just jokingly, I said I'll do it for a week because I think I'd be able to do it. And then once I got into that routine, because, like, I think the first 3 days were really hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't normally cook, so it's like it's forced me to really change the way I do things. Or like, because I was, you know, if I can avoid cooking, I hate doing it. But that was because, like, I felt like I wasn't very good at it. But, like, now that I realize it's really not all that hard.
It's not hard enough.
You know, I've been more open to it. Like, I feel like I've cooked way more in the last, I guess, month than I had in, you know, my entire life.
Well, just like I was telling you, cooking is like algebra.
Yeah.
You just follow the directions.
Right. No, it is. You're accurate.
I've never made a meatloaf before in my life. I mean,
It
I
came
made
out
that
pretty
time.
good.
Yeah.
But the only thing that, like, I find difficult about keto and I guess weight loss in general is, like, making sure you're at peace with water weight. Where, like,
Yeah.
there are times, like, I'll say if I go out and I'll stick to keto, like, I'll just eat wings or something like that, and I'll drink vodka and water. Like, I'll step on the scale and gain 6 pounds. Like, what the fuck? And that you got to understand that, like, you know,
that fluctuates.
Yeah,
you gotta
it fluctuates. Because my water weight is horrific. Like, I broke keto yesterday because I was drunk, and then I weighed in on the scale, and I gained 5 pounds. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How long does it take for keto to reset once you break?
I think a day or
It
maybe 2
depends.
days.
It depends on if you're fasting or not.
All
Okay,
right.
so what I'll usually do is if I break keto, like today, this beer's gonna break keto, and I need to get back on keto, 24-hour
Yeah.
fast.
Because that's what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Put your body right back into ketosis because it needs to. Because otherwise you're gonna be dead.
Now, with the fast, like, because I haven't gotten a definitive answer, because sometimes, like, I'll drink protein to, like, quell hunger, but I don't know if that, like, interferes with that fast.
Yeah, because you're pulling in calories.
Right.
And
So, like, sometimes,
nutrition.
because there's sometimes at work I get too fucking hungry to focus, and, like, I'll take a protein shake. Because
Yeah.
I've only been able to do, like, I haven't been able to quite do 24-hour fasting, but I
Yeah.
usually get to, like, 18, 19.
And I understand because when I first started fasting, it was really fucking hard, but my job makes it really easy.
Yeah.
Because when I go down to the pulp warehouse, there's no food around me, and I'm really busy.
Yeah.
So I'll eat before I go into work, and then I'll go work, and I won't have any food to distract me, and then I'll just go home and sleep.
Yeah.
And by the time I wake up, it's like 22 hours.
Yeah. See, for me, it's I don't know if I shared this on this podcast, but I do counseling by profession, and so when I meet with a client for an hour session, like if I'm fucking hungry, I can't like focus. Like it's hard for me to like really stay focused if I'm like really super hungry.
Yeah.
So it's just like sometimes I gotta like watch because if I am not focused, it's just not a good idea. And so like I said, I was telling Watson I keep protein shakes like in my office, or like usually I'll at least try and take in water to quell hunger. But like that's the only thing I've noticed with fasting that's like.
Well, I mean it's called water fast. You drink water.
Okay, sometimes I don't intake anything.
Yeah,
you gotta drink water.
If I was 72 hours without water,
I think you'd be dead,
hurting. But to answer your question more specifically, it usually takes 3 days.
All right.
If you're pulling in calories and you're not fasting, it's like 3 days into ketosis.
Now I'll piggyback off that because I'm interested, and I'm sure anybody who's
you basically do keto.
Yeah, I'm
almost.
close to it. Potatoes are my my thing.
That was Pedro's too. Potatoes,
I love
rice.
potatoes and rice. Yeah, rice was the hard part.
But for anybody thinking about doing this, and I am contemplating it as well. And I know you said that this is not a diet or lifestyle that you keep up continuously. Are there any side effects health-wise to a long-term ketosis?
Well,
because I think I had thought I heard something one time about I think it was kidneys or liver that it can affect over a long period of time, but short period it doesn't do anything.
Just watch what you eat. Like I just recently got a steak kick, and I was like, I gotta chill with the red meat here for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, red meat's been linked to a bunch of different heart diseases and whatnot.
I think it's something with the fat.
Yeah. I mean, because here's the thing. Because my mom brought this up too, where she's like, I'm worried about my cholesterol if I do that. Because my mom wanted to do it because keto is a very popular diet right now. People are hearing about it. But the thing is that your body eats the cholesterol because it needs to. Because like basically what happens is like you store cholesterol because it's an excess fat, and it goes through, right. But your body doesn't really have any extra. It's not gonna generate that extra cholesterol to clog your arteries because it doesn't have it. It needs to consume pretty much. And that's why like me and Pedro are like we don't shit anymore.
Nope.
Okay.
I used to shit all the time. Like
for people listening, we shit, but it's like once every 4 days.
Yeah.
Because basically, what you eat, your body needs it.
Yeah.
And it consumes it.
Mm-hmm. And like before, like I've even moved in and everything. Like I shit all the time. Like I'm a like habitual shitter. Like I would shit like 3-4 times a day.
Yeah, me too.
And
starting at 9 a.m. every day.
And now it's like once every 3 or 4 days.
Granted, I still haven't been robbed. Usually when I shit, it's morning glory, so I'm okay with it. Like. Because that is one of my favorite times of the day. Like it's when you're just taking a mean shit right after you wake up. It's refreshing to me. I feel like whatever bad happened
starts you for the day.
Yeah, it's just like all the bad juju's out.
Yeah.
So
I was just gonna say like I mean when I first started doing keto, I actually bought laxatives because I was worried about it because I was like I haven't shit in like 3.
I'm telling
you, get Epicac.
What?
You get Epicac?
Flaxseed.
That's the throw up.
Yeah.
Epicac's the throw up.
You're right.
No, I bought a laxative and I took it. I shit my dude. Listen. When I say it was like Niagara Falls coming out of my ass.
You probably lost so much weight though.
Dude, my body was like, yo, we gotta shit and we don't have any food, so it just blasted fucking like liquid right out my ass.
What someone recommended we do is like eventually we do like a 3-day cleanse.
Yeah.
Because they say you could like you in your body you have like 5 to 10 pounds of just shit in you.
Dude. Yeah, there was a fighter on the Ultimate Fighter Season 3 who couldn't make weight, so he went and got
those cleansing kits or whatever.
What's the fucking ass cleaning?
An enema.
Called?
An enema.
An enema.
Yeah.
He got an enema, and he made weight because he lost like 12 fucking pounds.
Yeah, dude, we got to get in that. I mean, we're not getting enemas.
I'm not planning on getting an enema.
We're doing cleanses.
I can give enemas.
Yeah, we're not doing that, but I think it's recommended you do a cleanse every couple of months.
That was a gross episode of The Ultimate Fighter. It should have happening, like the liquid coming in and out of his ass.
As long as it wasn't Violent Bob Ross.
No, that was like season 28.
Okay,
remember the wrong?
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm not going to fully endorse Violent Bob Ross, but I enjoy to watch him fight. Because I don't endorse fighters because they tend to tail off. We don't.
Whoever Pedro likes dies.
Yeah, done.
One thing with the fasting that makes sense to me, the way I see it when you're talking about it, I think back to like a hunter-gatherer society where, we take meals for granted. We have 3 squares a day. That wasn't a thing.
Right.
Like they would go through periods, they'd eat. And to me, when you're saying after you hit that 24-hour period, your performance is enhanced.
Yeah.
Like everything you do is enhanced. I would think that's the human body's response. All right, we need to be at our prime so we can get more food.
That's kind of what I said on Twitter. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It was like, because I said at the 24-hour period and continuing to go, I was like, I'm wondering if this is some sort of primal instinct.
Yeah, that's what I would take it as.
It's what it felt like, because I'm telling you, man, I never felt so focused and energized in my whole life.
Like you could fucking take down a mammoth with a spear.
It wasn't like I was hyped up like caffeine, but I just felt
You
good.
felt until like you're in the fucking zone.
I felt
Focused?
great. Yeah, I mean, dude, I've lived here for 3 years. I never walked in fucking Walmart before.
Right.
And I pulled that off. It was fun because Watson was supposed to give me a ride that day.
Okay.
And I called him. I was like, I just want to say thank you. And
The offer was still open. Don't you make me out to be the bad guy.
I'm not. I called him. I was in the middle of my walk, and I was like, "Hey, wait! I just want to say thanks. I just want to let you know I really appreciate you. I know you're taking my weight loss very seriously. you wanted to push me to give those extra steps in today. So thank you very much for keeping me focused.
Yeah.
It was really funny. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I bet you did.
When I tell jokes, half time I just make myself laugh. But yeah, man. I mean, keto's going great. We're losing weight.
Yeah. I feel great.
I'm trying to lose another 10 pounds by Thanksgiving, so I got a month to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And I can pull that off pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm basically. Well, I'm not gonna be able to attend Thanksgiving because I work, but I have a Friendsgiving I'm gonna be going to like the Saturday before, so that's gonna get back on keto till then, and then from there till Christmas is gonna be the goal.
But you were asking about the long-term effects of keto.
Yeah.
I really don't have any desire to go back to non-keto right now. Like I'm so comfortable with it that like I see, bread and candy and whatnot, and I don't have a desire to eat them
I think
anymore.
there's certain things like I don't think I like if when I stop like keto completely, like there's certain things I'm just gonna keep out of my diet, like sugars and stuff. I'm gonna do my best to avoid.
Yeah.
I think with like I love rice, so that might get worked back in, but it won't be like excessive. I don't know, or I might just try like different types, like maybe brown rice, or maybe like even just washing the starches off more.
Did you ever? I started actually doing that. Rinsing.
Yeah. Do
rice
you ever see how much starch is on rice?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, a lot.
working that stuff in, and then just like not eating like an asshole, where like I had a bad habit of like, oh, I want pizza today, I'll have pizza. I want pizza tomorrow. Like just in moderation.
Pizza at lunch and dinner.
Yeah, just
Stuff
like
that.
it's doing things in moderation and like not, I guess eating till you're stuffed, because sometimes I come home hungry as fuck. I'm like, I'm just gonna eat everything I see. And then,
That's the
and then
thing
going straight to
is
bed.
you're actually full prior to feeling full. And my biggest problem with
And junk food. Yeah.
I've cut back junk food a lot, but my biggest problem I used to weigh about 125 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm at 165 now. And my biggest issue when I eat is not so much what I eat as it is portion control. Because I eat fast. I eat really fast.
You told me you eat like 6 hot dogs at a time. So
Yeah. Oh, dude. I'll make a whole pack of hot dogs and eat them. And I eat them quickly just because I'm conditioned to do that. And I can't shake that.
You do just pound food.
I do. And
Yeah.
I can't shake it. I try to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. I can't.
Right.
But I've been cooking smaller portions when I make dinner lately. And when I'm done eating, I'm still hungry for about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Then I'm full.
Eating till you're comfortable. Because every time I eat on keto, like I'm never full. I'm never stuffed. But like I feel comfortable. Like I feel good. Like I don't feel like I gotta shit immediately. Like I just feel good. Like I'm not hungry anymore. And that's it. And that's nice. It's a nice
I
feeling.
mean, honestly, dude, the shocking thing for me was looking at pictures of your wedding. And I looked at myself and I was like, oh my
Dude,
God.
we're all fucking
I
funny as
look
shit.
fucking.
When you called me that day and gave me that line of shit, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So, dude, do you want me to die from diabetes?
I just even looked at photos of myself from July.
You guys are all bad friends.
Looking how fucking fat I was. And I was like, holy Jesus.
Yeah, dude, that picture of me and you at Robert's wedding is a great picture.
Yeah.
But I looked at myself, I was like, I look like a fucking out of shape high school wrestling coach. That's what I look like. I'm in the suit and tie, just like for the wrestling meets.
Shout out to Out of Shape
And,
Wrestling, high school wrestling coaches. We love you.
Yeah, no, they're great. They're always the fun ones. But I was like, I look 20 years older than I should.
Let's touch on that real quick. To piggyback off fasting, what it does to high school athletes.
Oh, holy shit!
Because
terrible.
that's
Triggered.
fasting has gotten. I mean, fasting is a taboo thing, and I think. I mean, I don't know. I was never a wrestler, so I don't know how long you fasted for, but that fucks people up for life.
Yeah, it does. And you'll see. One of my bosses recently, I asked him if he was a wrestler because wrestlers have very distinct features, to them, especially the old school ones. I'm not talking about the cauliflower ear.
That's what I always look
They'll
for.
usually be short and stocky,
Yeah.
and they'll have a posture that like gives it away. And he looked a lot like I was like, he's old. I was like, were you a wrestler back in the day? He's like, oh, I wrestled my junior year of high school, but not really. But then my dad's friend Gary was an avid wrestler. He was a wrestler his whole until he graduated high school, and you can tell just by looking at him because they're always short. They're stunting because they didn't get proper nutrition.
Right.
But the thing is that like at Jersey Shore was a big wrestling school, man. Like the wrestling culture in Jersey Shore is massive. They didn't give a fuck if you were eating or not. So, and basically, they were supposed to do hydration tests, right? Because that was a big thing, and like it was a big stink. Is that like you got to make sure that the wrestlers they're being healthy. You know when we did our hydration test? One time at the first day of practice.
Wow.
That was it.
That's rough.
Because they were required to.
Mm-hmm.
The first day of practice, one time, the whole season. That was the only time I took a hydration test. And it's like, I don't know. I get it. But then at the same time, it's like you've got kids that are like 130 cutting down to 105.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know, and they're doing that every single week. And I don't know. For high school athletes, it's not good, but it's so ingrained in that culture that like it found its way into fighting. And, you know, of course, college wrestling, where guys aren't eating for a week at a time.
So, fun fact. You know my friend. You know Adam pretty well now at this point. He was a high school wrestler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a pretty good one. He's like a district champion and all that. Like,
oh, wow.
You wouldn't looking at him and like I remember when he wrestled, this motherfucker would just like never gain weight. He would eat like shit. Like he would drink soda, he would do all this shit, and like he would just. I think he wrestled 145, and he would just. Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I never struggle making weight, and I hate people like that.
There's one
shout out to Adam, I love you.
Moment that I can really truly think of that really bothered me at a wrestling meet, a match, not a meet. There was this kid, and they were twins. There were twins on my wrestling team.
Oh, I know.
And one of them's name was Zach. And he was one of the lighter weights. I'm not sure exactly. He was pretty light, but he was having trouble cutting weight.
Yikes.
And he went to a match, did terribly. And I remember him walking off the mat, and my coach grabbing him by the back of the neck, right, and screaming in his ear, "This is why we get our fucking weight under control," and throwing him.
That's fucked up.
With his hand, because you know how you sit with the chairs on the mat, and then once he got behind the chairs, he threw him against the basketball wall.
Mr.
Fucked
O.
up. Oh.
I abbreviated.
What was his name? See, I had his name in my head before you. W. Weaver.
Whatever.
All right.
I mean,
I didn't know he.
Yeah, he threw him against the basketball, the cushioned basketball wall, and he went back and sat
That's
back
a good
down.
way to get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, good luck punching him in the mouth.
That's like that old school culture though. Like I remember.
That's fucked up. That's
that's not good. I remember like when I played football, like the amount of times I got grabbed by the fucking face mask by coaches and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean they're just like coaches in hard sports like football and wrestling. You know, they're just very physical, very passionate. Now he was a great coach, but he was very, very hard.
And there's all that testosterone going,
especially in wrestling matches. Like there was one coach in Jersey Shore who you did not lose to on Weaver's team because he used to be a coach for Jersey Shore and left to take a better deal at a different school. And Weaver was his assistant coach, and he left. And they had a huge rivalry. They almost got in fist fights at wrestling matches and stuff like that. Like it was bad, man. But there's just, and I would see my teammates like just not eating, and they grow up and they're short, It's not healthy, but I don't have a solution for it because I can't
Yeah.
sit here and tell you that weight cutting needs to stop because
It's necessary.
it's
Like,
never going to.
I just remember like
and
spitting into a bottle to fucking lose like the extra couple
you
fucking.
you take a big old shit or
Yeah.
you throw up.
Yeah. Make yourself throw up. You know?
Yeah,
That's
get rid of that stomach acid.
That's
like
the other
any,
move.
Any liquids you can, you know.
Yeah.
And then you eat a bagel after you weigh in. It's just I don't know. It's shitty and it's terrible, but I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
There's no solution for
But
it because like at what point do you stop weight cutting? Do you weigh them in 4 days before the match like certain MMA organizations do? Because that's not gonna make a difference because at that point they're just gonna be like, okay, well I gotta be this weight 4 days before the match.
Right, and then just gain all that weight and it's not.
There's really no solution
Right.
to it, you know. But
I think like maybe eliminating like the fucking stupid weight classes. Like I don't like why it, like you ever see like a 105-pounder high school senior or whatever it is like, or the 115-pounder high school senior like it's just
is it
kind.
105 or 115?
I think there's one of I think it might be 115. I don't know.
I don't remember what the lightest weight class.
Or the
is.
103-pounder.
But we had a
even,
girl
yeah.
on our team.
But
that
like, but
was-
then you see like
oh, that's boring.
then you see like unique things like that where like people just go in and get the forfeit and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
just think it's unnecessary. Like I think that should be like a JV middle school weight, and then like after you get to high school, like I don't think it's healthy for anyone to be that light.
Yeah.
That's my soapbox.
No, the one thing I will say is jiu-jitsu is not as strict on
Yeah.
on weight limits because I think jiu-jitsu is less about control and more about
Technique.
Yeah. So you do a jiu-jitsu tournament and the weight classes are all quite a lot
But should they
larger.
eliminate the gis? Like when people.
That is a topic in a discussion that for a much different time because that's a big discussion.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've wrapped up the keto and the weight loss thing pretty well.
Segment time.
Yep, segment
So-
time. Pedro's got a new segment.
We've got a new
and
segment.
He's up next.
It's now this is a work in progress. We don't quite have a name for it quite yet.
Why you patting me on the shoulder, you motherfucker?
Because you're going to participate. And we're just going
We'll
to
see.
simply dub this "What's in the box." So I'm just going to shake this. Give it a good shake. Now Watson,
Who knows what's in the box?
Seth knows.
Do you know?
Yeah, I'm the one who.
Then
I'm the one who put the contents in the box.
Well, then how
now,
the fuck
Watson,
is it-
Watson, just have some fucking trust here. We're your brothers, all
Right?
right?
Alpha or you beta?
Have some fucking trust, because you're not gonna be alone in this. I'm gonna obviously switch this to be more keto friendly in the future, but for today, I'm gonna need everyone who grabs something that's in the box. You're gonna be accountable to it. So
We'll see.
no,
We'll
it's not a
fucking
we'll
see.
see.
Oh, it is a we'll
no,
see.
No, you gotta nut up.
I don't answer to you, fucker.
You answer.
You answer to the-
that's
you-
responsibility.
I don't answer to
So
either.
here you
of
go. Without looking, grab something in the box.
These are snacks. What feels good? Oh, buddy, you're speaking my fucking language. Let's
All right,
see.
now, Pedro, are we all grabbing one or just
Yeah, we're all gonna
No.
grab one.
Here,
It was originally just gonna be Watson, but
Can I take a second here? I'm just saying, I feel it's a Smoky Mountain moonshine. I know my fucking bottles, dickheads. It's cognac, I think.
All right, let's go, buddy. Like,
All right, this
now you're breaking the fucking rules.
Chocolate liqueur.
Grand Mariner.
And I got fucking Pinnacle.
Hey, turn that box towards me once.
What?
That's Smoky Mountain, isn't it?
What?
There's Smoky Mountain moonshine in that, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Yep. Okay, you have my full support for this. This is kick ass. In the music industry, we call these snacks because in certain bars, they want you to buy their alcohol.
So would you want to dub this snack time?
Snack time, yes. This is snack time because they are not a full bottle. They are a
Yeah.
miniature airline bottle. We call them snacks.
Yeah. This is great.
Yeah. I just felt like this was a good way to keep the liquor flowing, keep the buzzes going.
Yep.
All right, I'm on board. I thought you wanted me to
liquor
eat something.
flowing, buzzes going. I love
Yeah.
that. Here we go. I got the Grand
I felt the
Mariner
fireball in there
liqueur.
too, dickhead.
Now, the story of how I acquired this, I was at a staff outing yesterday, and I got way too inebriated. And when I woke up this morning and came downstairs, I noticed there was a bag just full of fucking these things. I was like, how did I get this?
I keep these in my guitar case.
I got Pinnacle, bottoms up.
You got Pinnacle. I got Godiva chocolate liqueur. What do you get, Seth?
Grand Mariner.
What is it?
Grand Mariner.
Actually, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's a cognac. I felt.
This is rough.
Yeah. So sometimes you might get something good. Sometimes you might take a fat L.
This one's rough.
Oh, you want to try mine?
Nope, I'm good.
Try it. It's
I'm
so
alright.
good.
I gotta finish mine still.
Just take a sip. I'll take a sip of yours. Is that allowed in snack time?
Yeah. You don't have to chug it. Just drink it. I chugged mine.
Have you ever had that?
Nope.
Tasty. Real fucking tasty.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm a big fan of snack time. That's gonna be the new segment. So this was just snack time.
Fuck you. This is delicious.
This is great.
Yeah.
Here.
So I believe I have
I
the
don't know
next
your lid
topic,
is.
right?
You got it? You get the next topic.
Since I finished second, so I'm Mr. Irrelevant.
Snack time has the Billy Goat's approval.
What's in the Billy Goat
It's not too bad.
Hey, motherfucker! God damn it! All right, so getting right into it. So Seth, as we were shopping for beer today, brought something to my attention. So I'm on Twitter. Seth's on Twitter. Watson, I'm not sure if you are in the Twitterverse. But
I'm not in the Twitter sphere.
Seth brought it to my attention that there was a website, Deadspin and Kotaku. Kotaku's like a gaming website.
While you're explaining this, I'm gonna take a piss real quick.
So these websites recently had a conglomerate take over and have like baked in ads onto their sites.
Yeah.
So what the staff did of Kotaku, they started writing all this negative shit about like the ad campaigns, how they didn't like it, and then some of these people were fired for this because the conglomerate that got the sponsorship for the ad campaign seen it, and they're like, oh well, what the fuck, we're gonna pull out, and it cost the parent company millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So these people were fired, and there's this sect on Twitter where they're like, what the fuck, people shouldn't get fired, like, you shouldn't fire them, that's fucked up, this people's livelihoods. And what I'm looking at is I guess this topic will be like, being accountable, I guess we'll call it. But like, so
one of, and I gotta say this, I gotta interrupt you. This is one of Pedro's. If Pedro was an action figure and he had a little button on his belt,
they call me Mr. Accountable.
He'd be Mr. Accountable, because when you hit that button, if the batteries were in that toy, he would say, "You need to check yourself and be accountable."
Right. So, but imagine so these people are like, on a public setting, literally trashing the people who sign their fucking paychecks. Like, so, and when they were fired, they're like shocked by this.
Yeah, no, I'd fire him.
So imagine and I'm sitting there like, in what fucking world do you live in where you can just say what you want about your employer online that everyone can see and not expect ramifications and not expect consequence? It's wild.
I agree with you 100% because you can say that stuff. If you're sitting with your buddies, you can bitch about that stuff. Mm-hmm. You have an outlet. You can bitch about those things. But the minute you put that online, you are publicly trashing the company you are working for, and that's going to make people that are, I guess, compassionate towards your feelings not want to purchase from that company, and that's going to hurt the company. It's I agree. They
didn't just go on Twitter and like say that they didn't agree with it, and like
there was like whole articles written.
There's whole articles written, and Jason Schreier actually put up it was like a website that you could go and he directed his readers to go and complain to Kotaku, and the not Kotaku, the parent company.
Yeah.
I forget the parent
I
company.
don't know. It's irrelevant, but
and it's just like this is the theme of game journalists and journalists in general, but game journalists.
Yeah.
They have this idea that they're hotter shit than they're not.
What?
And they're hotter shit than they are, rather. And it's just like, at the end of the day, buddy, you're fucking irrelevant. There is thousands and maybe millions of people that would do your job in an instant. Yeah. You are so expendable. They were like one of the most expendable people you can possibly imagine.
Well, it's just wild where I'm like, how, I'm like, in what world are you so fucking entitled that like you don't think like the people who sign your paychecks, whether you like them or not, like don't hold weight, like, oh, if you're gonna trash us, okay, don't be here then.
Well, it's a whole industry of people.
Yeah, it's entitlement. It's wild.
Who hate their customers.
Yeah.
Like the writers of Kotaku and Deadspin hate the people that read their content, and it's, dude, they're going downhill. There's no two ways about it, because from what I understand of the situation, the one manager of that media conglomerate has been trying to liquidate Kotaku forever. And Deadspin was supposed to be a sports site that was writing like political commentaries.
Yeah.
So he tells Deadspin writers, stick to sports.
Yeah.
Right? And they found this egregious, and they were writing like some sort of giant evil that had been done to them. Oh, we can't. they're telling us to stick to sports.
You're a sports website.
That's
your
your
job.
fucking job. That is your
Right.
like. At my job, like I said before, I make tissue paper. If I was just like, nah, I'm gonna make construction paper and cost the company millions of dollars, I'd be fired on the spot.
Yeah, well, that'd be like
what the fuck?
That'd be me. Like I said, I do counseling as a profession, and we have a certain curriculum that we go to.
Yeah.
Like imagine, and I'm told to run a specific curriculum. So if I were to switch that curriculum, like, 'cause I don't like this, and then not expect accountability when my paperwork gets reviewed and they're like, oh, why aren't you doing what we were asking you to do? And I'm like, oh, I don't want to. Like I just, it blows my mind how you just expect there you not to do as you're told, and then expect for people just to keep you employed. Like that whole industry has such a sense of entitlement. Like I really don't think these people know what like the real world is.
No,
Well, you hit the nail on the head, man. And when you said entitlement, the word entitlement, if you look at our generation in particular, and really no one here, but a lot of our peers growing up, how many of their parents told them they were special growing up, and that I was told that I could be special, but I had to work for it.
Yeah, you knew anything you work for.
Yeah, and these other people.
True, but
No, but you get the basis of it.
Yeah.
These people feel that the world revolves around them, and I find it humorous that happened because it's a wake up call that people need to be fucking aware of. Because the world doesn't fucking revolve around you; it's a system.
but see, the thing is, Watson, is that like you're missing, and you're not wrong. I'm just telling you, you're missing just the most vital context of this, because these are game journalism should be a fun job. You're writing about video games, right? These people are involved in so much drama, and there's so much gatekeeping.
There's a lack of accountability
in this industry that if you say one wrong thing, you are canceled for life.
Yeah.
A guy, me and Pedro like, Colin Moriarty, I know I brought him up many times in the podcast. He made a joke that was
the day without the woman. Yeah.
completely innocuous. It was
like harmless.
It was one of those.
Good word.
It was one of those bullshit Twitter holidays. It was hashtag a day without a woman, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, peace and quiet. Right? It's like a stupid joke, right?
Yeah, and it's just like
a funny one at that.
Yeah, it's an innocuous joke. Like it's harmless, and like he got fucking roasted.
He got roasted. He had to resign from Kind of Funny.
Yeah, it's like wild.
And
like,
he had to make his own company, and he was blacklisted from Sony. Which, by the way, he is the biggest PlayStation podcast there
He's
is.
still blacklisted.
He's still blacklisted. They
Wild.
won't send him video games for review copies or anything. And Kotaku, the company we're talking about, has wrote many articles about how he's a sexist and misogynist and a racist. And none of those things are true. And if you ask these people, why do you think that? They won't give an answer.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all political, but they really truly hate their audience. And in fact, I was reading, there's a subreddit that I subscribe to, and they were talking about the Kotaku drama, and the guy's like, and the one comment was like, if you want to see the best example of what I'm talking about right now, which is with these writers, read these two articles that were published in the last week. And one of them was from Kotaku, and it was like, the era of the gamer is dead.
Yeah.
Right? Where they're talking about how toxic gamers are online and how awful the comments and stuff like that they write, and how no one wants them as readers. And then there was another one from another Kotaku writer that was like, these people aren't my audience, that she wrote online, right?
Yeah. You don't do shit like that.
Well, they are your audience.
Yeah.
And those are the people that are reading
your sense of entitlement, man. Like, and I've never seen an industry rampant of like there's no accountability. Like you just said it. Like a man is blacklisted because of something he said, and like people's political views get in the way of business, and like that blows my mind. Where like, I grew up, and I'm assuming you guys are the same. Where when it comes to business, you remain objective. Where like unless it's something outlandish, where you're like, it's super against your morals or something like that. Like if you're in business with something and it's beneficial to, make money or productive for the people you serve or the people you work with, you can't let your personal effects get in the way of that.
Yeah.
And it's just wild. Like the fact you even said that, like, oh, he said this, so he's blacklisted from, again, one of the biggest podcasts about your product.
Yeah.
And that endorses your product. You just not because he said this. Whoever's in that chair, whoever's in that position, lets personal view get in the way of business. And like, it blows my mind. So like, I just don't understand how this entire industry has zero accountability.
No,
You know what? Oh,
No, he was removed from the PAX panel.
Yeah, that's wild. Again,
Yeah.
getting in the way of business.
This man had a show set up at PAX,
That would make the money.
and a week. Oh no, it was a month before
Yeah.
PAX. They were like, "Sorry, we're pulling you out for no reason." They gave him no reason at all, and it was because of the
Yeah.
joke he made 3 years ago.
well, you know what comes back to bite, like in that situation, what would bite him the worst and what's conditioned this way is when people that come before make a similar statement and they apologize for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what sets these other
can't
people up for.
apologize.
No, you shouldn't apologize for the way you're feeling. And even as a viewer, if I saw something like that, to me, oh, that motherfucker's not sorry. He's just trying to cover his ass, and I
And he's
lose
weak.
I lose respect.
it's a
Yeah.
weakness.
It's one thing if somebody came on and said the N-word or something, but when it's a feeling or a joke or something like that, and they come out and they apologize for it, you're hurting everybody else along with yourself.
Yep.
Your credibility's gone, and you're
Yeah.
setting other people up for failure.
Yeah, and like the stance we're taking, like obviously none of us in here hate women or anything like that. So like with the whole Colin thing, like we all agree it's a harmless joke.
Yep.
It was
But-
funny.
Yeah, like I thought it was funny too, but it's just like how things like that can just get so misconstrued. But then like shit like you can just bash your own employer and not expect to be fired or
Yep.
at least held accountable.
It would-
Yeah.
It would be like a woman making a joke.
they make those jokes all the time.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
too
men
is
get called
harmless.
stupid all the time. I mean,
if she was saying, my husband couldn't figure out how to change a light bulb, so I had to step in.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's
Yeah.
not, but why is there? There's two
standard.
sides of a wall.
Double standards.
Yeah, it's a double standard. There's two sides of a wall. We're okay with this side. We're not okay with this side, but they're fucking mirror images of each other.
Yeah.
But we've grown too sensitive. People are too fucking sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the Kotaku and Deadspin thing blows my mind too, Pedro. It's just like
It doesn't sit well with me.
yeah, no, because like these people are like clamoring on Twitter about some giant injustice, and
Yeah.
people are like, "Hey," I mean, from what I've seen, it's been kind of they haven't found much support online.
Right, and they're not going. They shouldn't.
No,
anyway.
they shouldn't.
To quote a favorite movie of mine recently that we saw, you get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, and like
Joker.
if these people were making the company money and they were worthwhile, they'd still be.
Yeah,
there.
they wouldn't
You
be
know?
as replaceable.
No, they wouldn't.
But
But
Joker, great movie.
and Deadspin as well. If you don't write what they want you to write, you're in no position to fucking tell them no. That's pretty good. It's good stuff. Now, if I remember correctly, Godiva makes actual chocolate, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked this. Like, if I had in a line, no, thank you. That's swill. It's disgusting shit. When I felt that, I avoided it like the plague. I wouldn't have picked this if I had been looking
See?
in the box of snacks.
That's why we weren't allowed to look. Snack time.
Well, no, I like snack time.
Here's what I think we have to do about snack time now. I think we have to, because now we know that he knows what he's feeling for.
Yeah, we have to fuck with him.
Either one of us
Does
has
that say something bad about me?
either one of us has to choose for him,
Yeah.
or we have to make it a claw machine. You go down, you grab, you come
Yeah.
back up.
We can
Well,
do
I don't know if he'd like it if we chose for him.
No,
Then he'd think it'd
no.
be rigged.
I will honor the first thing I touch. I was unclear about what was going on. I thought I was supposed to feel around, but from here on out, I will grab the
Because
first
if
thing.
you pull Fireball, you got Fireball.
Right. It won't always be an Amazon box, by the way. I want to get like a specific box made for snack time.
And I think one thing we can do with this, not to get off topic, we can each bring a conglomerate of snacks to put into the thing. So we,
Okay, yeah.
so not everybody knows what's
Just
going
remember,
on.
no carbs, buddy.
No carbs.
No carbs or sugar.
Well,
Because there'll be a lot of vodka in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about having a few beers every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's it. If that's where we break keto every 2 weeks,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
fine
live
that.
with it.
It's cool.
2 beers and a shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not super worried about that. Now there is a ton of carbs and sugar in beer. It is one
Yeah.
of the worst things we were drinking. It's as bad as sugar.
Yeah.
It's as bad as soda.
Yeah.
It's as bad as
We've been, I noticed now we're talking about keto again. The beer intake in this house has plummeted.
Yeah. Yep. It has gone way up because we used to have a steady beer supply. In
Yeah.
house, and then remember after what was it? It was after some party we had beer in this house.
It was my
for, like-
birthday.
It
was
was
it
his
your birthday?
birthday,
It was my
yeah.
birthday. We had like stupid amounts of beer in
Yeah.
here.
There was so much beer in this house. It lasted. us
I brought
forever.
beer. You
Yeah.
guys had beer. I brought a thing of Budweiser. I think you had Budweiser.
I had Budweiser. Somebody brought me 40s of Budweiser. Like I was drunk just about every time I had a day off.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
Dude,
like,
it was a flashback to before my wife came back from college and Seth and I were living here. If you would have been looking for food in that fridge, you'd been like, "What food? These motherfuckers just
That was
order out every day."
Boston. Boston. Like,
Well, this is previous to Boston because my wife lived here then. But that used to be stocked, fucking stocked with beer. We'd get beer
all
and then
we
we'd
did.
go out like, we should get beer. We have beer. Well, we should get some more.
More beer.
just in case. Because all we did was drink beer
Drink.
and play video games
Yeah.
together. That was a solid 5 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all we did. We sat here, we drank beer, and we played video games.
Good
Every
time.
night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good times.
And then Watson would fall asleep.
Yeah, that was a rough time for me.
So does anyone have any more accountability to add? Or
No, you hit the-
Yeah, I think we don't. I don't want to beat a dead horse here.
I'm excited to see how this situation unfolds. Because I think at the end of it, Kotaku and Deadspin
they'll
will
be
no
gone.
longer exist.
And that's been coming for a long time. So
Yeah.
now it is again segment time.
Oh, you have another one.
No, this is a segment we've gotten away from, and we are buddy.
we get to throw some shade.
Right. So now, Seth, you had mentioned you saw a movie that had one of my favorite actors in it. It was Brad Pitt, I believe. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we're throwing shade at Brad Pitt right
yeah.
now.
Let's
What?
Throw some shade, even though no one can see that.
You can't see it, but we still did the
But,
arm
so,
thing.
like, do you ever notice when an actor makes a bad fucking movie, even though you like that actor, it's hard to forgive it?
Yeah.
Because I'm still mad at Will Smith for After Earth. I haven't let it go. I haven't let it go, and it's been like almost 10 years.
See, I've let it go because I love Will Smith so much.
I love him
can't
too,
help
but
it.
then like I noticed like he starts just like he hasn't really acted in a long time. I think he just plays Will Smith. Like
yeah,
like I
it's
want
true.
because then the other strike was in Suicide Squad when he was Deadshot. He's just Will Smith
Yeah,
with a gun.
he's the biggest actor by far on that roster.
Yeah, and which I mean, well, it's not a Suicide Squad discussion, which we can have another time. But yeah, like
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
No.
But yeah, like so when you told me Brad Pitt, I was like, because I love Brad Pitt, but it's been a hot minute since he's made something I really like. I think Inglourious Bastards was like really the last Brad Pitt.
I just watched that.
That's
the
a
other-
great fucking
Fury.
movie.
Fury was a big one that he did.
I haven't seen that yet.
But
Oh,
Hero
dude,
at the
Fury
same
is
time.
excellent.
That was
No, Inglorious Bastards was a lot.
Dude,
of fun.
Inglourious
it?
Bastards is a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
What was the last Brad Pitt movie I truly loved?
Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool.
I don't know.
That was the best cameo ever.
Maybe Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a great
And it's got my
movie.
girl Angelina in it.
Yeah, I don't know what the last Brad Pitt movie I liked.
Watched that recently, too, actually.
It's a good movie.
Chicken.
He's a hell of an actor.
I
He's a
love
great
Brad
actor.
Pitt, but like when he makes a fucking turd, you got to hold him accountable.
This and Ad Astra,
Back to accountability.
Ad Astra is one of those things that movie reviewers piss me off so much.
I haven't even
because
seen what that's about. I was wondering what Ad Astra was and who was in
It's a
it.
space movie.
All right.
Because they love artsy shite in movies. And these aren't... I go to the movies to have fun and enjoy myself while I sit through a cinema experience.
Yeah.
These assholes go to the movies to hate themselves
Yeah.
and wallow in their own fucking
Right.
misery. So they'll give something like Ad Astra a 96%.
So everyone watches it and
Rotten
is like, what the
Tomatoes.
fuck? And
Dude.
you ever notice Rotten Tomatoes is full of shit sometimes?
yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
I would say they're
Right.
one of the worst
Yeah.
ones to look up. I don't really listen to them.
Dude, I watched this movie. I fell asleep about 5 times. Like short naps.
And
I'm
yeah,
waking
when
up,
Seth
I'm
falls
like,
asleep in a
okay.
movie, like you know he's bored.
Yeah. Dude, I felt bad because I was trying to stay because I went with my dad and because he wanted to spend time with me. And I was just like...
Right. Because during Joker, I don't know if I heard a snore once, but like I think you were wide awake. The
I
whole
was
time.
wide awake.
Yeah.
I'm wide awake.
Shout out Joker, great movie. Second time. I've seen Joker like 3 times, so
It was a great movie. I'll never watch it again. I was quite disturbed by Joker.
yeah.
That bad.
No, it wasn't bad. Well,
It's disturbing.
I loved it.
I find it very disturbing.
I heard it is a good flashlight to mental illness.
Yeah, I agree there.
Mental illness and bullying. This
Yeah.
guy was treated like shit in this movie, and
Right.
like he gets beat up, he gets picked on, he gets bullied the whole fucking
Right.
movie, so that by the end, you can relate to him.
Right. So that movie it should resonate with just about everyone.
So that's why it disturbed you, is because you saw a little bit of him in yourself.
I think you can see a little bit of your.
Yeah,
I think everyone can see themselves
anyone
in the Joker
can see
because
yourself in the Joker.
this guy
Of that movie,
through
anyway, yeah.
for because I think the movie's probably about 2 hours long.
Yeah, he was trying to do things the right way. He
For
was
an
trying
hour and a half, this is just some dude who's trying to get through life, and he is shit on every step of the way until he just snaps.
Right.
And it's like I think everyone can see themselves in
Right.
the Joker. I think it's a
That's-
very relatable movie.
It's a really good movie.
That sounds like an important movie.
I
but
think
it's very disturbing.
I think you'll start seeing I don't want to say like hipsters will do this because like I'm probably gonna get a Joker poster too, but like you'll see like you ever go into a guy who looks like a hipster, you ever notice like the poster that'll be like Casablanca, a fucking Clockwork Orange, and I feel like Joker is gonna be one of those movies that like someone will have right along there up there with those posters because like I feel like it's both a comic book movie but like a commentary like on mental health.
Yeah.
Because like there's a line like he writes where he's people who have mental health are expected to act like they don't or behave like they don't.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like we expect like if you have a mental health issue, like if you have anxiety problems or if you have like depression or if you name it, we expect you to just be normal.
Yeah.
And like when you're just not.
Yeah.
It's finally starting to slowly change with that. I think society's starting to they're starting to shine a lot of light.
We're more
on it.
we're more aware of it
Yeah.
now. Like I can speak on that because like I deal with a lot of mental
Yeah.
health and what I do for work and I think mental health is one of those things like it's very we've talked about this before, but like it's one of those things that's very prevalent.
Yeah.
But you want to throw some shade at who?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt?
Yeah, who are you throwing shade at?
No, I would love to throw shade at Brad Pitt because that movie sucks.
Yeah, that's a
Ad
shitty
Astra
movie.
sucks.
Yeah, Brad Pitt, you made a shitty movie.
That movie is fucking bad, man. Like, there's no fun in it. It's a space movie. How hard is it?
I
to
love
fuck up
space movies, so when you told me that, I'm like, that hurts.
He's going into space to find his father, and his father's revolving around a moon of Neptune. It's in the future, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but it keeps setting off like these EMP pulses towards Earth.
Do we need a spoiler alert here at all? or-
No, fuck
Nah.
this movie.
All right.
And like Earth is getting hit by these EMP pulses, and electrical
Yeah.
things are getting shut down and whatnot. And it should be for that plot awesome,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Now that-
it's a commentary
yeah.
on like fatherhood
No.
and like being weak as emotionally,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's just so bad.
Now that we're still on throwing some shade, because you just jogged my memory. Because you and I just watched a movie recently that I had a bunch of problems with.
What was it, Time Travel?
Yeah.
I love Time Travel.
I mean, it was one of those movies
fucking
that
sweet.
It was so bad it was good.
No, I thought it was great.
No, you did. You
I
couldn't
did.
have.
I thought the movie was great.
Well, okay, because I specifically want to. I don't want to spoil the movie. Not that I have a hard time believing everyone's just gonna watch this, but at the one segment of the movie, spoiler alert, where there's a spaceman, and there's a spaceman and what appears to be a Lazarus pit. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah.
And so in this movie, like they're trapped in this cave, and like eons are going by or years are going by, and there goes Watson again. And so they're just like the world's aging over, outside, and the spaceman pops up, and they're afraid of him initially, but then like when he saves one of their people, they realize like, oh, this fucking pit or pool has like healing powers, so they heal all their friends except Spaceman.
Yeah.
And they fucking dip. I'm like, what? What in the fuck?
I just love
I had a massive problem with it.
I loved that movie, and I followed the actress because she's a smoke show.
Yes.
Um,
And then the ending.
dude, it's so good though, Pedro. It's so good because you don't find many time travel movies, because you don't find many people that can write time travel,
Yeah.
and they followed the rules of time travel.
Because my favorite comic, The Flash, they routinely fuck it up.
Yeah. Yeah, they completely fuck up time travel with the Flash. But they follow the rules of time travel where there's no time skipping.
Yeah.
There's no jumping back and forth and parallel dimensions and whatnot. This area that these people found themselves in, which is a cave, slows down the flow of time. So the people inside it think everything's going normal. But the outside is actually going way faster,
Yeah.
right?
Which makes sense.
Which is
I feel like that's a lot easier.
Which
to
is
write
how
in than-
time travel would work
Yeah.
as we know it. right?
Yeah.
Mass is relative to time. Gravity is relative to time. Time and space are the same. It's a theory of relativity.
Yes. Well explained.
So, like, if you were to go sit on a planet with a lot more gravity and mass, the same thing would happen. So, by the laws of nature we currently understand, that movie works perfectly.
Yeah.
Time Trap, in my opinion, is the perfect time travel movie. Because these people go in this cave and don't realize that eons are passing them by.
Yeah.
Right? And the outside world knows they're trapped in here. So eventually, a ladder descends from the top of this cave down. And a man from maybe 10,000 years in the future comes down to help
We've dubbed
them.
them spaceman.
And he can't speak English, of course, but he's trying to help them, and they don't realize it. But there's, like, cavemen stuck in here, cowboys stuck in this cave.
Romans.
Yeah, Romans.
I kind of want to see that.
They're
called Time
searching.
Trap.
They're searching for the fountain of life. The fountain of youth. That's right. But the fountain of youth, of course,
A.K.A. Lazarus Pit.
it's the fountain of youth because you never die while you're in this cave because it's outside time and space. It's on Netflix. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great movie.
I enjoyed it. I just had that one problem. I'm like,
And I thought the movie ended on the only possible note that made sense.
Don't spoil it, please, because I will watch that.
It's a great movie. I think it's fantastic.
Random shoot off here. Am I the only one who thinks we need to see a Deathstroke movie?
no. I would love to see a Deathstroke movie.
I
I think it's unnecessary.
think you're the person that wants to see a Deathstroke movie.
I don't think we need any
see
comic book movie.
Deathstroke is in every fucking DC property.
Do you think
there
he's
is.
too popular all of a sudden?
Yeah, I do.
See, I like the basis of his character. I really do. And
Deathstroke's in everything. He was
Slade
in
Wilson.
He was in Arrow. He was in Teen Titans. He's
Yeah.
a Batman villain.
You know
He's
what?
in
Yeah, you're
Titans
right.
Now.
You're right.
He was at the end of the Justice League.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's enough Deathstroke.
Yeah.
I'm done. Fuck out of
Shout
here,
out to Manu
Slade.
Bennett. That's
what did he play it in? Because I saw
Deathstroke.
that the other day, and that's what kicked us all off. Is a
Arrow.
picture of him. He's an Arrow.
Oh, dude, yeah, season 2 of Arrow, fucking great.
Season 3 too.
Manu Bennett is an awesome fucking
I've
actor.
seen his penis way too many times.
Yeah.
Throw that out there, but-
Spartacus. He
He's
actually
great, Deathstroke. He's great.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
he came to Camp Virginia in Kuwait when I was there, and I was on fucking duty, so I didn't get to meet him. But he came over with Lucy Lawless and who's the
Lucy Lawler?
Lawless?
Lawless?
Pretty
Lawless.
Sure it's Lawless.
Was it?
That's Lucy Lawless.
You're thinking of Jerry the King Lawler.
Fucking Hail to the King.
And the girl the girl that played the Roman chick, the blonde
Oh yeah.
that was
Forget
married
her
to
name.
the Legatus.
She is a smoke
yeah.
show.
God, I miss Spartacus.
Those three.
I love
show.
Spartacus.
Those three came to Kuwait to just see the troops, and I was on duty and I didn't get to meet them, and I'm still fucking pissed off about that. I got to see the fucking NASCAR drivers. I didn't give a shit about
So
that.
Watson,
I
are you
was
saying
a
you're
Comic
tossing
Con
shade
one
to
year.
America for making you work?
yeah.
All right, Watson, what's your topic?
All right, mine's kind of a throwing some shade, and after you guys' two topics, it makes me feel ashamed of myself.
As
But
you
it's
should.
something that's been on my mind lately at work, given some of the employees for the company we work for, Seth. And this should not have to be said out loud, but I'm going to because obviously it needs said. Hygiene in the workplace.
Okay, workplace hygiene.
Hygiene
hygiene.
in the workplace. Scrub your fucking ass.
This is
Holy
especially
shit.
prevalent to where I work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I work around. I'm a mechanic, and some of the people I have to go and fix their equipment, I go over to talk to them about what's wrong with their equipment, and holy fuck,
Yeah.
it's like there's a cloud around them, and it's been more and more noticeable lately with everybody, not just these operators, but I know it's office personnel. And like, at what point, like, did this become okay? That it doesn't matter how you smell or stuff, because it's pretty fucking disgusting in my opinion.
It's pretty amazing. This is really funny because this actually just happened to me today. There's a new girl that started up on where
The
I
control
work.
tack.
No, I know who you're talking about. This person's a little higher up on the chain.
Oh, the one that has the bun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And I work with dudes all night and all day long, right? And she came in, and it just smelled wonderful. And I was like, oh, okay. So this is what, like, proper hygiene smells like. But, like, I wouldn't say anyone where I work smells bad because you can't get away with it on paper. But she was just wearing, like some sort of perfume or something like that. But where I work, if you don't, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's 100% humidity and over 100 degrees all day, every day. So like, there's no wiggle room. You gotta clean yourself, otherwise, you're just disgusting. You know. And we don't really have any problems, which is like interesting. Up where I work,
That's
like
surprising.
we have like zero problems because like I think you can get away with it down there.
Well, and here's the thing: like I in my work bag, I keep a bar of deodorant, and I apply deodorant 3 or 4 times a day. Like I don't give a fuck if it says 24 hour. Like if you're working and busting your ass, you're gonna smell through it. And I got coworkers that see me put deodorant on. They're like, "You put it on this morning." Yeah, I don't want to fucking reek. And some of these coworkers, I smell throughout the day. And I wonder if they even use it at all.
Yeah.
And I just don't know why that's happening. Because I nowhere else I've worked in no other time has that really been an issue.
Really? You've never worked around a facility before?
No, not really. Army, but that was about it.
Yeah,
But they got the shit beat out of them.
I
for
never
being
encountered
scuzzy.
anyone in my work. That
Really?
like, smell. Well, coworkers anyway. Clientele, that's a completely different
Yeah.
story.
Fine, Jay. Everyone's fine. But like the thing is
double
that
truckers are stinky.
like I don't know, man. I think like down where you work, people can go like, you know what? I won't shower today. Yeah, I'll just come into work. Oh, it's whatever. But up where I work, you can't do that because
Yeah.
you're full of dirt. I mean, you see me walk down the steps before. I'm covered in dust and grime, and you just can't do it. I mean, so I think tit for tat, we're probably cleaner up there than you guys are down. As far as hygiene goes.
Well, and I know, like, I get really dirty. By the time I leave work, I'm covered in grease,
Yeah.
mineral oil, something. I've got shit on me.
But someone working like winding isn't gonna be.
No,
Yeah.
paper
Yeah.
at the most. But like even somebody in my department, and I don't know about his routine like at home. By the time I get in there, I can smell it as soon as I walk in our office. I just that smell,
Just clean yourself.
Well, and here's the thing,
Just
too. This individual, and I love this
wipe
individual.
down.
He's a great guy. I think the world of him, but he sweats a lot and easily. If he walks, he's sweating. And I know one of my buddies was working underneath him. They were working on conveyors, and the guy was on top sweating, and it was dropping on this guy's face. And he told me about it afterwards, and he said I was dry heaving. I thought I was gonna throw up. But he's like had to keep his mouth shut because he was getting hit with sweat droplets around it.
You know what? It's Christmas coming up, and it's the perfect time to lay hints that people smell.
To what?
It's the perfect time to lay hints that people smell.
Oh.
You're like, hey, well, we'll say his name is Ron, because we were talking about Ron Burgundy earlier. Here, Ron, I got you a Christmas present. And in it is just a single thing of Old Spice deodorant. You're welcome. And walk away. Perfect way to let someone know they stink. Is it savage? Yeah. But it's the perfect way. Because I can't deal with it anymore, right? I can't handle stinky people.
If you smell, fuck you.
It's repulsive
Like,
to me.
if I walk behind you and you smell like a rat's asshole, I gotta hold my breath while exercising because I'm walking.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
And you notice where I noticed this when we went to PAX, the amount of fucking BO.
Oh my god,
you remember,
awful.
Now, you weren't there. There was a single person that walked by when we were at the Square booth. And
Dude, it was awful.
I can't remember.
Where at?
At the
No,
Square Enix booth.
this was Sunday.
This was
when
Sunday.
Yeah.
It smelled like he literally took a shit inside his fucking pants
Dude, it
and
was
walked
awful.
past us.
Like, how do you smell that bad?
And I remember I looked at Pete. I was like, ugh. And he saw me and looked away. And dude,
And he knew. He knew.
yeah, he knew. You smell like fucking dookie, man. Go clean yourself off.
Yeah.
Just
Take a shower.
because you're at a video game convention doesn't mean
It's not excuse not
I
shower.
think people should be publicly shamed for it because it's something we can all prevent.
we should just break their legs. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm good with it.
I think at least some heavy name calling.
Hey, Stinky. You smell like doo-doo.
Like, doo-doo nerd.
My favorite way to make fun of someone is by not using foul language at all.
No, you just use like stupid insults.
You grow up in a pig
doo-doo
trough.
face.
I can get it like on certain days at the end of a day, like doing certain things like where you are. If I'm working in an elevated position in a hot area, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna stink. That's fine. But when you walk in to an area like in the morning when everyone's getting there, and then you smell it like right away. It's like, what the fuck?
Now, there's some people that, don't get me wrong, I work with, and at the end of the shift, I'll get near them and I can kind of smell them. But it's because it's like,
it's because of the job.
yeah, it's really fucking hot up there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you
and
sweat. And
you can
12
only
hours.
prevent so much.
Yeah.
And I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is when we go into work and I can smell it,
Yeah.
or if you haven't done anything.
But you guys work in the nice air-conditioned, cool
See, at my job, it's
environment down
inexcusable for a coworker to smell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, inexcusable.
there. Well, you're a supervisor now, so you got to deal with it, buddy.
Counselor.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
My topic, I apologize, wasn't in depth, but I thought that was a thing that needed touch.
No, it's a fucking PSA. Clean yourself off.
fucking clean yourself.
Start bringing
'Cause, like-
baby wipes in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Listen, that is a key thing because I also keep a thing of baby wipes in my office when I have to go shit. It's quick and efficient.
Okay, now that you say this,
Mm-hmm.
should we get one wipe Charlies in this house?
Well, we'd have to set some ground rules because I don't know if flushing that are those like flushable and
I
like,
don't know.
they wouldn't fuck up our
'Cause I-
piping.
'cause I
I think
also
they
don't
make
want-
flushable ones.
I also don't want a trash can full of poopy wipes.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say because like if we set the rule that you don't flush them, we can run into some problems.
Because no motherfuckers in this house are pulling out poopy wet wipes out of the,
yeah,
out
no,
of the
no.
trash can.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Well, if it's your poopy wet wipes, I'll make you do it.
I can remember we had a guy in boot camp that he wouldn't shower. He
That's fucking
never
gross.
showered. And we'd come in and
Was it because it was around other people?
No, he just didn't shower. He was a scuzzy motherfucker. Didn't brush his teeth and do anything. And he evidently got away with it all his life. But like we started noticing
Lack of
early
accountability.
on.
Hey, you can get with it. You just don't have any friends.
Hey, don't shower, buddy. You're good.
We started noticing it early on, and like he'd act like he was going to, like he'd go in with his towel and his flip flops and everything to go take a shower, and he'd go in the stall and sit down, and we'd all come back, and he'd come out, and he wouldn't be wet at all. And eventually, one of our drill sergeants came in every night before you go to bed. They come in and they do like a debriefing, and tell you what was going on the next day, if you were supposed to know about it. And he was in there and he's like, "Who the fuck stinks?" And he's walking around. He's like, "One of you motherfuckers smells bad." And he's walking around like, "So who's not showering?" He's like, who the fuck is this? And we dimed him out real fucking quick.
Yeah.
And he looks over and he basically turned around to all of us and said, "All right, so he's going to take a shower if you have to hold him down in there. And if he won't take a shower, you're going to tell me. And I'll make sure he gets a shower." So we had to literally go in and fucking babysit this
That's
scuzzy
fucking
motherfucker
wild.
and make sure. And like he hated it. He'd get fucking pissed off and he'd like go in, get wet, and then he'd turn it off and be like, "I showered." No, you didn't fucking shower. And like it's like a mindset.
Maybe he had rabies.
And
Scared of water. Maybe a rabbit
I
in a
never
shower.
I never took part in it, but there were times where some of the other guys would actually go in and fucking hold him down and scrub him.
I want to bring up. I'm glad you brought the military because I want to bring up a hypothetical question to you. A million people said they were coming to Area 51 to raid. Let's say a million people showed up, right? I mean, that's a lot. That's a million people. Do you think the Air Force would have actually fired on them?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think
they would
dude,
have.
there's no way.
I don't know if you
could
survive that.
I-
You don't
no, here's
get
the
away
thing.
with firing on a million people.
Here's the thing. Those people that were going to show up, and this is why I believe they would have fired on them, and why if I was there under orders, I would fire on them,
Well, if you're under orders, you have.
is, you have to. B, the people that are going to show up there, if they start running towards your walls trying to breach, you fire a machine gun off at a few of them, the rest are probably going to disperse. If all you have to do, as gruesome
get what
and
you're
cruel
saying,
as it sounds, you kill a few of them, the rest are going to back off.
I don't think. I'm not talking about a gruesome and cruel. I don't think that
I don't think you survived the political fallout of that.
the political fall is what I'm talking about.
That would fall down on your officers, not on you. If you were on orders to do that, especially with as
No,
high profile.
I'm not saying would you fire. I'm
We're just
saying,
saying, like, as-
would
like-
the Air Force
Yeah.
fire on a million unarmed
I think
American
they would.
citizens?
I think they would.
I don't think they would
I don't know
either.
if they do.
I don't think
now. I think that's all relative to certain locations. Like maybe if it was like Lackland Air Force Base or something like a regular Air Force base,
No.
they wouldn't do
But
it.
if somewhere like
But
highly
Roswell,
classified,
you got to understand how seriously they take that stuff. I mean, it's not just like we talk about top secret stuff. The military, for stuff like that, if you fuck up something that's top secret, you can go to prison for a long time.
You can go to prison, but they're not. There's a huge, Watson. There's a huge difference between going to prison and killing a million Americans.
But they're not going to have to. The key behind that is you're not going to have to kill a million Americans. So it's all in crowd control operations, and it's like when you see these. When you see protesters in high areas, when they open up on them, they always disperse. They always disperse. And that's the key is you'd have to take losses in that. But those people that did that were fully aware of the law, fully aware of the situation.
Well, they'd be like martyrs.
And they took that into they took it into their own hands. But if you're not armed and you're running towards a thing and you know what's going to happen to you, when they would go in with that mindset, they won't shoot. Yeah. And when they do shoot,
they're like, oh fuck.
They're going to be like, oh, fuck, because you don't have a weapon. You're not making an assault. You're trying to get over a wall.
Now, my thing with the whole Area 51 thing, like, if I was a president, that'd be the first thing I'd fucking want to know. Like, what the fuck?
Apparently.
I think it's all R&D there.
No, apparently they won't tell the president.
That's fucking wild.
Because I forget which president it was wanted to find out. I want to say it was JFK.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to look into it. I might be wrong about. I'm probably wrong about that. But they wouldn't tell the president. And I just don't understand who they report to.
Yeah, that's wild. But again, we talk about accountability and checks and balances.
I think that I don't.
That's
think
the commander in chief.
Fire on the unmanned people. I think probably what happened was they saw this thing coming. They moved all the top secret shit. Maybe left one or two things there. And they I think they were ready. If enough people showed up, they were gonna be like, let them in. And I think they would have just been like, see, there's nothing here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can see your point there. I think even if they were gonna fire, they would have moved what they could.
Yeah. What would I have signed up for that detail? If I was in the military, I would have pushed to be like in Area 51. That's what I would have wanted to do.
No, you.
No,
guard duty, buddy. Guard duty is the worst thing, and that's all they do there.
Well, yeah, I think it sucks, but I think I'd be so curious
about Bob Lazar. I believe Bob Lazar, by the way. I think.
Yeah, I do too.
And
I got to listen to that. I haven't heard it yet.
You need to listen to Bob Lazar and the podcast I sent Watson, which is
the Joe Rogan one. Right?
They're both Joe Rogan podcasts, and an Air Force commander that saw a UFO.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably listen to that tomorrow.
And it's a really famous story about this Air Force commander that saw a UFO. And it's a tic-tac that goes back and forth real fast, and he describes his experience with it and talks about Bob Lazar. And so it made me go back and listen to the Bob Lazar podcast because he's like, listen, Bob Lazar's not crazy. Yeah. And I think because I think they were gonna ice Bob Lazar.
When it went public, that would have looked so bad.
Exactly.
Who's that remind you of? Somebody else that may or may not have been iced recently?
What? Oh, Epstein. Because with Bob Lazar, his work history disappeared.
Yeah, like
his education history disappeared.
His bank account disappeared.
Yeah, his social security number.
I'd be freaking the fuck out
gonna
too.
Get fucking iced.
So he goes public and says this interview. Now, if they kill him, they're like, shit.
Yeah.
Now everyone's gonna know.
He made the right decision.
Yeah, like, oh man, fuck, he died. How coincidental, guys, huh?
Yeah, right.
Like you're fucking Putin who fucking ices motherfuckers.
Yeah. So I think the government was smart by not killing him, but at the same time, now he's like going on all these podcasts and like for the last. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I've said that wrong. I've misrepresented his character. He doesn't like talking about it.
I wouldn't.
Okay, yeah. So he doesn't do all these podcasts. He did a few shows back in the day. I think he's written a book, but Joe really had to convince him to come on and say this. Now he's never changed his story. He's passed several lie detector tests.
Yeah.
But Bob Lazar, I really truly believe.
I want to listen to that. So don't spoil it. I want to listen to it.
Yeah. No, you should listen to it. It's very, very good.
And I'll just say this as far as for
listen to the Air Force commander one. You gotta listen to that.
All right. As far as it goes with having to fire on American civilians, or the U.S. military would be more concerned about firing on another nation's civilians than it would on its own civilians.
That's crazy because they're the only reason that the Air Force exists.
Yeah, but I'm telling you that's 100% true.
Well, yeah, that would be like a declaration of war.
It would be a declaration of war. And it would be different. The make or break here is the fact that there are so many checks in place, so many security measures, and it's so public that you're not supposed to be in these areas that is why I feel they would do it. because it would be one thing if these people were just traipsing and it's like, oh, you shouldn't go there, but it is set up like you cannot go here. This is not an area you are allowed to be in. It's public knowledge. If you come here, drastic measures will be taken. And a lot of those places, like a lot of gates, if you're approaching a gate at a military installation and you don't slow down,
You're gonna shoot. Yeah.
Stateside, wherever, you will be shot and killed. If you're coming up and you don't follow the traffic laws, you will be shot and killed. And
right, but that's one person, and I get it. Now, the thing is that there's never been that many people storming a military base before.
there never has, no.
And I don't think, in my opinion, that the military should be allowed to fire on that many American civilians at once. And I think, actually, that if what you're saying is true, if the military would indeed fire and risk the lives of that many people at once, they need to be dismantled and rebuilt.
But in the same sense, they're risking their own lives because they do not need to be there.
It doesn't matter, Watson. The military only exists to protect the American civilians. That's the only reason they exist.
I agree with you there, but in this thing, we're also looking at people that are declaring themselves they need to be there and they don't need to be part of it. So
right, but we're talking about 1 million of them. A million.
I don't think
If the Air Force or any military installation, and I'm looking at this, if I was the president, right? If the Air Force risked the lives of 1 million people,
you can't.
I would be like,
You just can't.
we're dismantling you immediately.
But at the
We're
same
rebuilding
time,
you.
what are those people prepared to do to get inside?
Well,
of it?
you're talking about a calling, though. You're talking about killing. You're talking about basically wiping out the weakest and the dumbest part of America, right? Because they're the ones that are showing up, right? The dumb people. You can't do that, though. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So, like,
Yeah, Darwinism doesn't necessarily apply there.
no, I mean, you can't just be as the Air Force, be like, fuck all these people. We're gonna risk their lives. We're gonna shoot into this crowd, and if we kill 100 of them, if we kill 200 of them, if we kill 1,000 of them, because our bullets travel through them, who gives a shit? Because we got 50 caliber machine guns. You can't do that. You can't act like that.
Yeah.
The military does not stand above civilians. It stands equal to them to protect them.
Good point. That is a good point.
You know, and as like I said, if that's the case, I think the military needs to be
But
dismantled.
where'd all this stupid raid Area 51 shit come from?
It was a joke.
I don't understand, but I don't get the joke. Like, I don't even find it funny. Like, I just...
You don't find it the idea that 1 million people are gonna Naruto run into Area 51? You're laughing already.
When you put
and like
Naruto running,
to
yeah.
dodge bullets. That was the joke. Is that like it was
But, like,
basically
why?
it was a culmination of meme culture, right? Because they devised this plan where the vapors were gonna blow clouds so that they couldn't see the Naruto runners, and the Karens and Chads were gonna come around the side to distract them, and the Naruto runners were gonna take the full base and dodge the bullets. Like it was just funny. It was a funny idea, you know.
So all I saw on Twitter was like, "Oh, we're going to raid Area 51."
Obviously, completely unrealistic, but it was just it was pretty funny. The idea that they came up with, I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny. Obviously, they were never going to show up, and apparently, like it turned out to be a great time. Like the guards were joking around with them, and like
Really?
they had. If you look, there's these videos of like these kids like Naruto running up to the gates and then stopping right first. Like the military guy just laughing at them and like.
Well, the way that would have played out too, they would have gone on lockdown, and it's not like when people were running towards them, they would have shot. It would have been when they're breaching the wall, they'd have been shot.
I don't know, like if they would have actually used lethal force, there would have been no excuse.
Yeah, no.
They could have fired
Like fucking rubber
balls,
that
or
would
sound waves.
well, that would have been
you
the
know?
first. That would have been the first course of action they would have taken. They wouldn't have gone straight to lethal,
lethal force.
lethal force. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying if they started to breach a compound, I do believe they would have. Just knowing what I know about security measures in the military and how seriously
Well,
it's
you mean
taken.
force with force?
Yes.
Like,
It's all in the rules of escalation.
These people weren't trying to kill any military
right.
members,
So like they
you know?
wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think they would. Like it'd be crazy. They resort to like lethal force.
Yeah, I mean, if they're just trying to get a look-see, see these 9 aircrafts that Bob Lazar's talking about.
Right. So now that because that's an interesting topic we had. So it'd be like almost like a fourth topic. But we were talking earlier about things we've gotten away from as a podcast and as a brand, right?
Yeah.
So as a brand, we had these strikes and ban lists, and when we were doing T-Ball and Alpha Nerds, there are certain entities that would find themselves on the watch list and then they get themselves banned.
Right.
Now, I propose that we need to start getting back to this, because like we've gotten so far away from holding these people accountable, back to accountability.
Right.
But
I love it.
So right now on the ban list, on the T-Ball ban list, I believe there's only one entity on there. There's only one establishment we've ever banned.
Yeah.
And that was a Sticky Elbow.
Yes.
Now, because we had gone to Sticky Elbow 3 times and gotten subpar service.
Yes.
So, but I propose I want to start doing this again, because I think there's certain establishments that we've had some interesting experiences at that we need to talk about at a later date.
Okay.
But is the Sticky Elbow up for review at this point? Because it's been a few years.
Yeah, no. Originally, the ban list was only a year.
Yeah, it's a year ban.
Yeah, a year ban.
There's been like a 3-year ban.
It's been like 2.
It's getting there.
But they really suck, so they deserve to.
Yeah, I mean, I would be open to the next time we're playing sport, stopping by the Sticky Elbow and seeing how it goes.
Yeah, because I feel like I enjoyed doing this because it encouraged us to go different places and just kind of experience stuff. Because there are places that we've gone to that I'm really high on, like where we went to is it Foxwoods? What lodge was that we had the Budweisers, the Budweiser incident.
Oh, that was over at Haywoods on the green.
Yeah, not Fox. Excuse me. I really enjoyed
How
that.
did you, when he said the big Budweiser incident, how did you remember that?
3 Budweisers, because I'm the one who fucking did it. And because it was the day I did the hot wings.
Yeah.
The day Watson did the hot wing
The day
challenge.
you failed
that he
the hot
failed
wings.
at, but he eventually won.
I did. I came
I
back.
respect that.
Have we
That's
talked about the
respectable.
Budweiser incident?
Yeah,
we had to have.
We
There's
always
not much to
talk.
talk about it.
It was just South getting screwed over.
Every time I wanted a different beer, he kept ordering more.
Yeah, I'll
Budweiser.
have 3 Budweisers.
His tab was like $80, but he didn't care. He was having a blast.
Yeah, so just getting us out there, because I feel like we don't we've gotten away from going out and just checking out different places.
Well, with this setup, being able to record, are we able to do that at locations like over dinner?
Yeah.
Do you have a mobile? Because I've been thinking we need to go up to New Trail.
I've been thinking you need to start doing stuff with us again instead of playing your fucking guitar all the time.
Yeah, we still need that intro, buddy.
I have said several times.
No.
No, you shut the fuck up right now.
You've never put the effort forth to do it. You've never put the.
All right, I'm going to wait till fucking 10 o'clock when you're good and ready and fucking asleep. And I'm going to come over. Hey, wake the fuck up. We're recording this song.
Better be 10
now.
a.m., buddy, because I'll be wide awake at 10 p.m. So if you think you're going to throw me through a loop there, I got news for you.
I'm coming at 9.
I might still be up at 9 a.m.
Yeah, you were up around 9 this morning when I was at the poo. I heard you.
Yep. Dude, the weirdest thing happened. I swear to God, I was in my room. I heard someone walk in this house at about 8:30 this morning. And I thought it was you leaving for work. And I went down and there was no one here. But I heard that fucking door slam.
So you think we had an intruder?
I thought we did. I was ready. I was like,
You've been looking
Today's
forward to
the
this day.
today's the day.
They have your katana, though. Your katana's down here.
No, they don't know how to use it. Probably.
Well, they have a sharp stick. I'd still be worried about the long, sharp stick. Block it.
Disarm them and laugh at their feeble attempts to intrude in my household.
Yeah, because we never had the priority to get keys made, so we
Yeah.
This isn't a secure facility. We'll put it that way.
Secure as it needs to be. Tell you what.
The T-ball office.
We've always left the store unlocked.
It's secure. It's as secure as it needs to be. Because if you walk in this house seeing that katana hanging from the archway and you decide to steal from this place, sorry.
What if they steal the katana?
we
Loophole.
already,
Fuck.
we already established what happens when they take the katana and try to attack me with it. I'm defending my.
What if they don't try to
Yeah, what if
attack
they
you?
just
What
take
if they're
it and
just
leave?
quiet and take and leave?
Hey, what can I do then?
Be sad. Be
they were
really sad they
sneaky
took
enough.
your.
They were sneaky enough to get it.
Well, if somebody walks into this house and all they steal is the katana, I'd be fucking shocked.
Yeah, right. There's a giant TV there. They probably look at the katana and think it's an imitation katana. So
Yeah,
Everything that someone could be looking to steal is right in this entryway. Like, oh, smorgasbord.
Yeah.
and that's why I put it there. I'm waiting. It's every day I wait.
And I can just see that. People, like, hearing glass break, you're just...
I sit right there in that chair all night long.
Just wait.
No, you'd be up there on the fucking futon fast asleep because I walked in there and tried to wake you up before you. Seth.
There have been
You're
times
gonna
where-
hear him coming a mile away, aren't
There
you?
have been times where I've woken him up and like when he wakes up, I'm expecting him to fucking punch me because
Yep.
like if you wake him up, the amount of fear in his eyes when he wakes up immediately and sees something, there's like this primal instinct where like there's been like 5 times I'm gonna get fucking punched today. I'm gonna be fucking mad.
My dad does that and I do it. Vicky taps me and jumps back when she's waking me up.
Yeah,
dude, because you do it. You see this like primal instinct in your eye. I'm like,
did I ever tell you about the Rochelle story?
yes.
It only ever happened one time where I woke up and attempted to kill her. And it wasn't like she woke me up. I woke up and grabbed her by her fucking hair and put my hand up to her throat in like a Hato position and looked at her dead in the eyes. That's the only time it ever happened. And that was like 3 weeks in a relationship.
That's amazing.
She never broke up with me.
Shout out to Rochelle. Value your life.
And we both just rolled over and went back to sleep. We still talk about it to this day. It sounds like something you'd make up.
That doesn't shock me because like when you wake up and there's somebody in that room, like I feel like it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, it's what it is. I'm expecting an intruder anytime. Any point in time, someone could attack me.
Were you?
No, that chocolate liquor is really.
For a second, I thought it was
Thick.
dipping on the fucking.
I thought he was too.
Shot.
We were about ready to scrap this whole episode.
No, this is really thick.
All right, guys. Well, I
Thick
think
with
that
two C's.
wraps up this episode of Two Beers and a Whiskey podcast. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like our page and subscribe wherever you're listening to the show, whether it's on iTunes or your podcast app of choice, or maybe it's Facebook. I deleted my Facebook. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Follow us on
deleted
Twitter
it?
at TBAW_podcast. By the way,
Yep.
we follow a lot of camera girls.
See, you don't have Messenger anymore?
No. I've Messenger, but I deleted my Facebook app on my phone.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, I don't look at it through my browser either like you do.
Ha! Weirdo.
I didn't even deny it. Vicky told me you do that, so now I
Wow,
know.
betrayal.
She ratted you out.
Not often. I do it, and I'll do it to share this. That's about it.
Yeah, sure.
Do it to share shows on this.
All right. Well, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome.